All right. Greg.
Hi, Jason.
Hey man, it's good to see you. I was
You
hoping we
too?
could chat about some fun stuff. I was just thinking about talking to people who weren't Christians or people who are searching and looking for answers and we have fun talking to people in that situation, and I thought people
We do?
might like some of the answers that we think are kind of interesting. And so I thought we'll run a couple by you and see what you would say. How's that sound?
Yeah. Put me on the hot block.
Hot on the hot block. All
Put
right.
me on the hot block.
All right. Let's see. If I was going to start off, we'll start off with some fast, easy ones. Or, well, depending on the situation, we don't know if they're going to be
All right.
fast and easy or not. But if,
You're
let's
right.
say
You're right.
you're talking to somebody who's searching and asking questions about Jesus, want to know what's going on, and he's talking to you and he says to you, yeah, you know what? There is no truth.
Uh, I would say, is that true? Because if there's no truth in what you're saying, then that would mean that what you are saying is not true. So I can't believe you. I can't believe that there's no truth because you wouldn't be true. Am I
Ah,
right?
I think that works. Yeah, so you're basically holding them to what they're saying, really.
Right. I think a lot of times, somebody will say like that, like, hey, there's no truth, or there's only my truth. There's no the truth. And a lot of Christians, they all of a sudden want to take they want to, well, let me show you why and how. You know what? Let them, you know, defend their position. You don't got
Oh,
to
good.
defend it.
So, like, kind of
You have God.
related to that would be like, say, all truth is relative.
Right.
So,
Would that
so
be,
how
was
how would
that a
you say?
relative
How would
truth?
you do that?
Would, say, would that be a relative truth? You know, I would just put it back on. And you could always say, how do you come to that? Why? Why do you believe that way? I don't have to defend anything.
Okay. And then what if they said something like, um, "No one really knows the truth."
No one knows the truth. Well, then nothing that you said would be true. Nothing that you say would be true as well as me. Then you couldn't know anything.
So
There's
we're all
got to
back
be,
in an even discussion. I
right.
like it.
There's
Okay.
got to be something there.
All right. I like it. Let's see. What if somebody says to you, "I don't think anybody should judge anybody else." Christians
I would
judge.
say, I would say that'd be a judgment call in itself. You're judging me if I judge or not judge. So, I think everybody in there, if you wouldn't be here right now if you didn't make a judgment call sometime in your life
Oh
on
yeah.
something, on anything, right? You make
Like,
judgment calls all the time.
okay.
Everybody does.
Like
Can I
what?
beat that light? Can I
Can I
beat
beat
that
that
light? Can
light?
I
Can
go
I get
through?
across this
I'm
highway?
judging when that thing's going to turn. Uh, you know, you judge all the time, and it doesn't say don't judge. It says judge not, least ye be judged the same way as
Okay.
you judge. So
Okay.
you
Um,
have to judge.
how about when they say something? Okay, here's a little tougher one. What about? Oh, I will comment on that one too. Yeah, it's like, so you can't judge me for judging you.
That's right. That's right.
So if by you being upset with Christians for judging you, you are already breaking
You're.
your
It's right.
own value system.
That's right. So you hold nothing. You know. That's right. So they're breaking their own system by saying you judge because they're making a judgment call on you.
It's good.
You're right.
So I have a relative that is pretty well known in our small town, and he's pretty anti-Christian, and the Christians know him and are get pretty frustrated with him. And they would, and I noticed that atheists or people non-believers, I kind of think of them as billboard talkers. They have like one sentence, like, I don't think you should judge, or you can't know the truth. And and the Christians in our small town or whatever would just jump right in and get, and like you were saying earlier, a big conversation with them,
Right.
defending their position. And I would be like, why are you guys defending your position? Make him defend that. This position is the nutty one.
Right.
And he would know that right billboard saying, and the Christians would react the same way, get
Every time.
preachy, blow that their head would explode, and but make him stand on his own value system
Right.
and
Right.
defend
Put
his
it back
value
on them.
system.
Yeah. Let them, how did you come up with that?
How'd you come
Why,
up with that?
why would you say that?
Yeah,
From,
because right when you did what you just said, instead of that billboard bumper sticker saying with one question, now they have to like start thinking, and they're not as secure as they were
right.
before. Just one question.
Right. Because all of a sudden they have to defend their position. And if they didn't do any research on it for a reason, this is how I came to this. This is how I know this. Most of the time they don't have that.
Yeah.
All they did is somebody told them, something, or they seen a billboard or a bumper sticker, and they, oh yeah, 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 I'll use that, you know. But
Um,
we don't have to defend our position.
yeah, we don't. And
Just let
no
them
matter
on.
what they say, just let them have their own um opinions, and they have to defend it, and it might begin to crumble a little
It,
bit.
it it actually does start to fall down. You're like, well, how did you come to that? Well, why did you believe that in the first place?
What
It
research have you
uh,
done to back that up?
right,
Even like tougher ones, like the Bible has been corrupted. The Bible is been changed by human beings. Well,
over
a
the
lot of
years.
people would jump and their head would explode. A lot of Christians right with that, and they would start talking and try to defend it, but maybe ask a question like, what makes you say that?
That's
And what do
right.
you mean by corrupt? And what research are you using to defend that position, and where do you get that? And just a few
Right.
questions in there, you might find out they heard from a herd from a herd, Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Um, how about like if you start with nobody can know the truth? Did I already ask that one to you?
Yeah. I think you did.
I did. Okay. I thought that was a good one. Um, how about, well, let's go with the big one. So you say Jesus is the only way to heaven. Well, what if
I
I
get.
don't
I
believe that? Does that mean I'm
I get
going
that
to
sometimes.
hell? Am I going
Well,
to hell, Greg?
the Jesus being the only way, right? And if they don't believe that, then they're going to go to hell, and they want you to jump on there and tell them that they want you to defend that, and nobody wants to tell anybody, hey, you're going to go to hell. I'm sorry, nobody wants to say that. I mean, we're in the business of life saving, right?
Right.
We're not in the business of throwing people out, but Jesus is the only way. I mean, that's he said he is the only way. That's one thing he did say in John. And he said he's the way, the truth, and the light, and nobody comes to the Father except through me. And so you got to take that because he said it. I mean, there's no way getting around that. Um, I know that a lot of people go through a lot of other religions. You got Muslim out there, Islam, I should say. You have Sikh. You have you have Buddhists. You have Kabbalists. I mean, there's a lot of Eastern religions. There's a lot of religions out there. Everybody, you're saying that I can't be a Buddhist and go to heaven? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Everybody has got, every one of those religions has got Jesus in there somewhere. He was a good teacher. Um, Islam says he was a prophet. Um, and you got Judaism, right? Even that they say that he was a good person, he was a prophet, but they don't put him down as the Messiah, as the Son of God. Same with Sikh. You know, they have several, deities, and one of them is Jesus. And if they start looking at all these religions, they all have Jesus involved in their religion as
I
a
could dou
way.
I could double down that with you too. Last summer I was in Nepal, and
No, that's
that the
right. That's right. You
discussions
were
with them, and they were all trying to bring Jesus into it, and his as a deity or a prophet or whatever, a good person, but they all wanted to say good things about him. So I've seen that.
right. And that's and he didn't leave a good person up to you to say about him, because he wasn't. He's either the Son of God or he's a lunatic. I mean, because you're going to go around saying that you're the Son of God and you're the only way and you're the truth and the light. A good person wouldn't say those things, right? You know,
Yeah,
um,
unless
so
you're
you either,
crazy.
yeah, you're either crazy or you're the Son of God. So he didn't leave that option up
Yeah.
for anybody.
So that's kind of how you would kind of address it with that if somebody brought up that am I going to hell?
Well, the going to hell part, I tell people, God didn't make hell for us. He didn't make hell for you to go to. He didn't make hell for me to go to. Do we all deserve it? Yes, because we've all sinned, right? But
Right,
that's that is a place of torment was made for Satan and his angels that followed him, right?
right.
That is a place that they're sent to. It's already in the book. It's already done. They're going there. That's their end. That's their end. You have a choice being a person on. God never sent anybody. He never said send anybody to hell. You choose to go one place or the other. That's your choice. If you don't want to believe, it says in there that you have a place there that's your option. That's your option. But you have a choice to either believe, put your faith in God, or not. I mean, if you don't
Makes
love
sense.
God and you don't want to be by God, why would he make you go to heaven and be next to him? He's not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
It would be kind of stalkerish if
Right.
he
It's
kind
like,
of just made you get over here and live with me and
yeah,
love
yeah, get over here.
me.
Yeah, you got to love me for the rest of your life. Get up here. Why would he make you go to heaven when you don't want to be with him? He wouldn't.
Yeah, I guess he's not probably a freaky stalker.
So I think, that would be your choice,
Yeah,
and choose up to you. You don't want to be by. He doesn't. You can't make somebody love you down here on earth. You can't. We all have boyfriends and girlfriends. Um, and can't make some. If you love this person so much, I mean, you're trying to, go buy them, and they don't want to be with you. Trust me, you
yeah.
know that's
So
just freaky.
that would be like, boy, that'd almost be an answer like the tough one, like my sweet grandma, who's the sweetest lady in the world. And you're telling me my sweet grandma is in hell? And
I
then,
wouldn't know if she is or not.
yeah, I wouldn't know. But I liked your answer because you're like, well, if your grandma doesn't want to be to Jesus, I don't know where she's at, but Jesus isn't going to make her want to be with her.
Right?
So
He's not going to
ask your
make you.
you'll have to ask your grandma when you meet her, did she
Right?
want to be with Jesus or did she not? He's not going to make her be there.
And you don't know that person's past or any of the given times that even their grandkids didn't know them. That they might have accepted Christ in the past or went that way and just kind of fell back a little bit. You know, I don't know. I'm not the judge of all mankind, thank God. You know,
Hey,
so
you know, you and I often reminisce about a guy who was influential in our lives when we first got saved, Keith Green.
I love Keith Green.
Yeah, did you we might have watched his testimony together. I feel like we watched this video.
We
I
did.
know we've watched a lot of videos of his, but I don't know
Right.
if we watched this one together. But did you watch his testimony? Because he had gotten involved in a whole bunch of world religions,
Right.
and he was searching. He was a hippie, searching all over, and he got involved in each one. And he saw what you had said. He had saw that Hindus talked about Jesus, and everybody had something about Jesus as a good person. And so then when he was looking into Christianity, he goes, okay, there's Jesus, the one that everybody talks about as a good person or a good prophet or everybody's got something to say about Jesus. Well, who is this
Right.
Jesus that they all talk about? And then it says, and then Jesus says, yeah, I'm actually the only way to get to heaven. And he's like, well, I guess if
Right.
everybody's talking about him like that, and he says that, maybe I should probably go with him. And that's what
Right.
what converted Keith Green and decided I'm going to be a Jesus follower.
Right. Right. I remember that. And I had that on videos. One of my videos I go back to a lot where he talks about that. So I can remember to say, to show people, look, they all say he's a good person or a prophet or a God or one of the ways to get there, but not the way. And he said he was the way, the only way.
That's
So why
amazing.
not go with what everybody says? What Jesus said,
That's
right?
good.
If
So
they
I
all say
guess
he's a good person and he said he's the only way,
so. I think that encapsulates some of the things I think I learned and that we talked about today is we don't have to be super on the defensive. We do have the
that's
answers,
right.
but before you go crazy, maybe Christians out there, anybody watching this, hi mom. Before you go crazy, maybe ask a question or two to make people clarify, make sure they actually know what they're saying. It's just not some uh, bumper sticker comment designed to just get under your skin. And
That's
then
right.
make them live up to their own value system, what they're
That's right.
saying. And then we got into the big question about Jesus. And I think bottom line is um, we don't know where you're at for eternity, but God does. And Jesus says, if you want to be with him, he's the only way to get there. Um, if you don't want to be with him, he's not going to drag you into it.
He's not going to make you go to heaven and be with somebody you don't want to be with. You don't want to be with him, that's your choice. You know,
Yeah, there you go. I think I'm gonna title this one today like Jesus is not a stalker.
I think you're right on that. I think you're right. You know,
All
so
right.
yeah,
Well,
those are
I
some
hope
hard
you're
ones.
doing well. I'll catch up to you
I'm
later, man. That was fun.
I'm doing good.
All
And
right.
yourself?
I'm doing good too. I'm keeping out of trouble.
Fantastic.
And what more can I ask for?
I know
We're
it, huh?
out of
What more?
here, my friend. Take
All
care.
right. Take care.